Hello. Today on Mama Says we're going to cut a cantaloupe. We did a watermelon the other day. We're going to do a cantaloupe today. They're slightly different, yet similar in terms of how we cut them. First off, how do you know when a cantaloupe is ripe? Smell the stem end. The stem end looks like there was a stem attached. The other end does not. So smell it, and if it smells like cantaloupe, it's probably ready. It's been a pretty reliable way to pick one. If you don't know what it's supposed to smell like, if you're at a farm stand, they can definitely say, oh yeah, this one smells right. And once you cut into one, you'll know what it smells like. So I'm going to cut it in half. I like to cut mine long ways or lengthwise. And when you do, you're going to see that there are seeds inside. So I'm going to take this over to the sink, and I'm going to use a spoon, and I'm just going to scoop it out. It scoops out real easily because the flesh is really soft. So here's my cantaloupe, and I am going to just use the spoon to scrape out the seeds. They come out really easily. You might get a lot of juice with it. There you go. And I'm going to do that with both of them. All right, so for cutting my cantaloupe, I've got it long ways here. So now I'm going to cut it with my serrated knife into some smaller pieces. Now this is a serrated knife. It's got the bumpy edge on the bottom. It's meant to be used like a saw. So you saw I kind of just went down in there and moved it back and forth, and it did its job. I'm gonna keep doing that, and I'm gonna cut it into some smaller pieces. And now to cut it off of the rind, the way I'm gonna do this, and you can do it any number of ways, but I'm going to use the knife in a sawing motion, kind of like this. Be careful it doesn't cut all the way through and get your fingers. You gotta be real gentle, like that. And now I'm going to, here's my dish, bring it over here. I'm going to saw the pieces that are now bite-sized pieces. I'm gonna saw them with my knife, and then I'm gonna throw this in a double bagged Walmart bag. You wanna look and make sure there are no holes in it, and then I always double it because these things are real juicy and they leak through. So now, just bite-sized pieces. And it's the teeth on the knife that do all the work. I don't have to do much, especially with this cantaloupe because it's really ripe and it smells really good. So I can turn it around, come at it from the other side if it's easier to hold, which it is for me for that one. So now I put that in the garbage bag, and I'm just gonna keep going until I'm done. I want to show you a slight variation on what I was showing you before. You can leave your chunks a little bit bigger and do a slice right down the middle, not all the way through. But now I've got basically two pieces that I had before, only they're still attached to the rind. And now you can set this down and just cut your bite-sized chunks. Again, not all the way through, but just try to get fairly far down there. And then you just saw it off like you did the other stuff, only now we're kind of doing two pieces at once. when you're doing the downward cuts, you don't have to hold it in your hand. I've been doing this a long time, so I'm used to it, but you can just put it down on your cutting board and do it that way, and then pick it up to slice it off. And actually, you can just leave it on your cutting board and do that part too. You don't have to do it in your hand. So now I've got 2 containers of beautiful fragrant cantaloupe. The one on the right I'm going to take to a friend. This is just a lunch meat container from some turkey I got at Aldi. I'm going to take that to a friend of mine. And this one I'm going to keep for us. But there you have it. One thing I need to clarify, when you're scraping out the seeds of your cantaloupe, if you don't have a garbage disposal, don't scrape your seeds into the sink. If you do, you can, send them down. But if you don't, you'll need to scrape them either onto a paper plate or even onto some napkins or something, or into a Kroger bag or a Walmart bag, maybe with some paper towels on the bottom to get the juice. But just don't scrape them into your sink if you don't have a garbage disposal. That would not be good.